Hi and welcome. My name is Kristen. You can find me on Instagram as Skein and on Ravelry as K10. Hope everyone's been well. So it's been only a couple of weeks since I last podcasted. I've got quite a few things to share with you today, including a finished object. I have a few whips and a new project that I'm just about to cast on, plus I have some yarn which I'm going to show you at the end. But first of all, let's talk about what I'm wearing. So this is the Soldotna crop by Caitlyn Hunter, and I knit this using our boucle DK yarn, which is curly, and I knit a 3-color version. So this pattern you normally use 4 colors, but I have seen other people knit 3 colors and it looks amazing. So yes, that's what I decided to do with this one. I'll stand up and show you. So as you can see, it's really oversized. So what I decided to do, I've knit this pattern I think 3 or 4 times now, and my first one I knit at my bust size, and it actually turned out a lot smaller than what the pattern had said it would. I did get gauge too, which was interesting. So I knew it was still wearable, but it wasn't as oversized as what was pictured on the pattern. So then the second version I made, I went up a size, and that fit really nicely. And for maybe this is the third one I've knit. This one I decided to go really oversized because I wanted a tee that I knitted tee that I could wear in spring, which is now, and in autumn, that was had a lot of room and, you know, could get a lot of breeze in it. So it's not tight and clingy, but, you know, nice and airy. And I absolutely love this make. I've worn this so much. The curly boucle, which I showed you last time, it's very, very textured. But what I really like about it is it's quite light. So normal DK yarn, when you knit it up, it's quite dense and thick. This knits up really light, and it's because of the curly texture, the boucle. When it knits up, it's still, because it's thick and thin, it has a lot of gaps. So yes, it is very, very light to wear, and yeah, I absolutely love it. I did knit it quite cropped, which is what I like, and yeah, it's lovely. So colors, oh god, this is going to test my memory. Big teal. Oh gosh, what was this one? I think I used pink salt, and then I know this one's cocoa bean. If you're interested in looking at my project details, I will link it below. I wrote everything out on my project details on Ravelry, so if someone wanted to see what size I knit and how I did my colors, then I've put it all on there for you. So let's move on to finished objects. I have finished the wrap that I was knitting last time, which is the new design, which is very, very simple little wrap using our cushy DK. I used this kind of grey, pinky, yellowy color. I say that because it's got all different tones in it. And it does kind of read on the camera as grey, but when you look up close, there's little flecks of pink and yellow, as well as grey. And then we've got New Beginnings, which is this lovely colour here, and Tickle Me Pink, which I don't think I had named these the last time I spoke to you. And yeah, and then it's knit in a very, very simple little wrap with a central spine. I'm hoping to get this pattern out soon. I'm still debating whether I want to get it test knit. I always get sweaters test knit because they are quite involved. I don't know if I'll get this one test knit or not, but I will certainly think about it. For whips, I have a sweater on my needles, which is an old design of mine, a Wildwoods sweater, and I decided to re-knit this one, and I'm going to re-release it in new yarn, because the yarn that I actually knit it in, I think it was called Floof DK. It was like a DK weight mohair alpaca blend, I believe. But yeah, we no longer have that yarn, so I've decided to re-knit this pattern using something new. So here's the beginning of it. So basically it's a drop shoulder with lace at the top, and then stockinette stitch body. The top is knit separately, front and back, and then joined in the round when you get to the underarms. And yeah, it's a very simple knit. It's actually been quite a popular pattern, and yeah, it's going to be nice just to re-release it. Plus it's also nice to re-knit it and yeah, just knit one of my own patterns, which I rarely do. Once I design them, I usually just release them and that's it. So I am using a new colorway, which I showed last time. This is Vin Rouge. Actually, I don't think I actually named this one last time. So Vin Rouge, and I'm holding it together with mohair. This is Eclipse, and it looks really nice knit up with the purple, as you can see. Oh, the base that I'm using, sorry, this is our Lano base, which is our merino linen, and you can see how lovely that dyes up. So the linen doesn't take up dye, just the merino, and it has this lovely heathered sort of effect. So yeah, that is Wildwoods sweater. And going on to my next one, actually I'll show you a little bag I picked up. So we have this awesome market in Coffs Harbour every Sunday. It's called the Harbourside Markets, and there's fresh food there. They have lots of things, local meat producers, lots of like fruit and veggies, and because we're in a subtropical area, we get all the lovely tropical fruits. And the market itself is they very selective about who they take for this market, and it's got to be handmade, so it's just fantastic. I've picked up so many lovely things there. But one of the fruit stalls had little market bags, and they were so cheap. I think these were like $10 or something, and they're, you know, handmade. They have a big pocket at the front, and I picked up about 3 of these, and I've given 2 away as gifts, and then I kept 1 for myself. But this has all the native Australian flowers on it, and yeah, it's my little project bag. I love it, and I can stick my notebook or my pattern in there, and it's so cute. So yeah, okay, on to the next whip. So this is one I showed you last time. This is a new shawl that I am designing, and it's so hard to show you because if you've been watching my videos for a while, you know I really like to knit on small size short cables. So when I get to shawls like this where there's, I think this has around 300, almost 400 stitches, it's kind of silly to show you or to photograph. It's very difficult because it's all scrunched up. But I'm using our new base Frizz, which is another boucle yarn, although this, like I mentioned last podcast, isn't as curly as this one, so it's not as textured, but it still has a hint of a texture. It's lovely. So, and again, this is very lightweight. It feels really nice actually. So this is Vin Rouge. I have Crema de Cafe, which is the kind of off-white, and then Marigold. And yeah, I spoke about this quite a bit in the last podcast, so I won't harp on too much because it'll be a bit boring. But yeah, it's basically a short row shawl, a very elongated crescent shape, and I've decided, so I've got 2 sections of these short row stripes. I'm going to do one more section, and then I'm pretty sure at the end I'm going to do a very basic lace border at the bottom, I think, but I'm still deciding. So yeah, as I said last time, I have had a very long bout of lost mojo with knitting, and it's now I'm back knitting. I just can't stop. I just want to like knit everything. So I've decided to cast on something new, and I'm going to do that probably I'm going to say after I finish this shawl, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think I'm going to cast on pretty soon, probably within the next day or 2. So I have found this pattern. I've spoke about it on the podcast before. It's called, I've just got my laptop on, it's called Lorette by Nadia Crétin-Léchenne, and it is I'll put a little picture up so you can see. It's a top-down sweater, long sleeve, fingering weight, and it's got a lovely yoke, lace yoke, and then the body is stripes. And I've had this on my queue for quite a while, and every time I see it I just absolutely love it. So I've decided to knit this. So it actually came up when I was doing some pattern research for our upcoming update, which is tomorrow. We've got Daintree, and every single time I put a update out, I like to add a few pattern ideas. So this actually popped up on my Ravelry search, and I just couldn't resist. So I've decided to cast it on, and I was going to use the Daintree that we were putting on this Friday, tomorrow, and I'll show you the colors I was going to use. So this is Atomic, and this is New Beginnings. Aren't they just amazing? But then I thought, if I take the yarn for this, then I'm going to be taking it off somebody else. So I was very kind and decided not to do that. So I had a look at what we had in stock, and the yarn that she uses is a thicker weight, heavier weight, fingering weight yarn. So it's 366 meters in 100 grams. So that's bordering on sport. So I had a look at our sport weight, and I had this left over, which is our Sportlicious spinach color, and I really like green, as you can see. It's weird, I haven't knit much with green, and then all of a sudden I started, and now I can't stop. So I'm going to do this as the main color, and then I have our new frizz base, which is the boucle, and I had 1 skein left over of this from the update, last week's update. And as per usual, single skeins stay in the shop for a long time. They don't sell, because it's like, well, what am I going to do with a single skein? Anyway, I have an idea, so I'm going to use this. So this will be the stripes for the green, and yeah, I'm going to knit this for our upcoming autumn, which really it'll be here before we know it. I mean, the year just flies by. So yeah, that's going to be next, but I do have other ideas of what I do want to cast on, but I'm going to talk about that when I talk about our yarn that's going to be on this Friday, the Daintree base. So tomorrow we're going to be updating the shop with our lovely Daintree base, which is a really super soft blend of merino silk and bamboo. I've had this base for a very long time. I absolutely love it. It's a really good spring summer yarn. So I thought I would share with you some colors and also some patterns that came up when I was searching for the newsletter, because I always, when I send out a newsletter, I add pattern ideas. So I just thought I would share a few of those with you, and also a few other patterns that sort of came up when I was searching for this yarn. So let's start with a new color. So I was dyeing some yarn, and I happened to pull out an aqua sort of color, and then after I had used that, then I was pulling out a mossy color, and I thought in my head, wouldn't it be amazing if I had aqua and moss together? Like, it'd be interesting to see how those two dye up. So this is sort of the outcome of that. This is algae, and what I really like about it is you can see the aqua underneath the moss, and it has this really lovely tonal, it's almost like chromatic effect. So yeah, that's algae. That'll be in the shop tomorrow. And then I have, which I've already shown you, atomic, which, oh my god, I just love this color. This has to be something. Actually, I have an idea for this, but I'm gonna talk to you about that in a minute. And then of course New Beginnings, which I showed you before, and these two are just stunning together. And we have Protea, which is this, it's a really beautiful neutral sort of reddy brown with all these lovely speckles. And we have Sweet Sumac, which is a gorgeous purple. I love this color too. I basically just dye the colors I love, which I guess that's what dyers do, isn't it? Yeah, that's how you get your sort of trademark, is you dye the colors that you love, and hopefully others love it too. This is Juniper, which is another lovely sort of rustic green, really. It's I really like this one. It's very understated, and it's got these lovely speckles, sort of a purpley blue, and there's a bit of gold and a bit of brown. And this, another one that I really like, Bay, which is again an aqua. I'm pretty sure this aqua is the same as the one I used, this one, the algae. And then of course it's got more speckles. I'm really into the speckles at the moment. Must be springing on all the color. And then one final one, this is Aquatic, which is a color I've had for a very long time on the shop, and I really love this one too. Okay, let's talk about some patterns that I found when I was looking up some ideas for the Daintree update. Let's start with Caitlyn Hunter's Tegna, and I've had this in my queue for a very long time. I absolutely love this pattern. There's a ton that have been already knit on Ravelry. Let's have a look. 6,837 and counting. I would really love to knit this, and I have wanted to knit this for quite some time. So if there's anyone out there who would be interested in a Tegna knit along, please let me know. We should do some sort of knit along actually. If you have any ideas, please let me know. Maybe we could do a tea knit along, or I don't know, let me know what you think. But yeah, I would love to knit this. I would knit it cropped. I know that quite a few people have knit it, and it sits quite low, but I would be knitting it so that it would sit higher for me. That would be best for my shape, body shape. But yeah, it starts at the bottom, so it's knit bottom up. So you start with the lace section first, and yeah, I would imagine it'd be quite a quick knit, and it would look lovely with our Daintree yarn. because of the drape, I think this yarn would suit this pattern beautifully. Another pattern that came up was Breathing Space by Veera Välimäki. I absolutely love this design, and it's been again in my queue for a very long time. So it's got the solid yoke and then some interesting shaping that goes into the body, which causes the body to be asymmetric, and it's got stripes, which I always love. And Veera, she's yeah, such a great designer. I mean, I've knit quite a few of her patterns, and actually she just put out a spoiler that she's got a new shawl coming that's similar to Stripe Study, and I love the Stripe Study shawl, so I'm really looking forward to seeing that. But yeah, I think the Daintree would look great in this again because it is so drapey, and the way that this sweater is designed, how it falls asymmetrically and does have a drape in just the way it's designed, I think the Daintree would look fabulous with this. And finally, I have Dreams Unfolding. So this is a shawl, it's a slip stitch design and 2 colors. I really think this is lovely. It's very striking with the pattern that's used. Sorry, I didn't tell you who it was. Helen Kennedy is the designer for this one. So she's used superwash merino, but of course, yeah, the Daintree would be perfect for this. The Daintree actually makes for really lovely shawls too. It's so soft and silky. It drapes beautifully, as I keep saying. But yeah, shawls, tees, cardigans, it's such a versatile base. So yeah, it would look really nice for this design. Another design that came up when I was searching for Daintree, but it wouldn't be a pattern that I would knit with the Daintree yarn, but with a DK weight yarn. Ingrid top by Gregoria Fibers. I love this top so much. I think this would be a great little summer top. So she's used a cotton silk blend. It says other cotton and silk, so I don't know what the other would be. But I think any sort of merino blend would look fantastic in this design. I really like it. So I'm thinking if we do a knit along and maybe do a summer tea knit along or something, I would be choosing between Ingrid top and Tegna. So yeah, if you would like to join the knit along, let me know. If you have any ideas for a knit along you'd like to do, let me know. And yeah, I think that's it for this week. Hope you're all doing really well, and yeah, I'll talk to you soon. Bye.